moment I got in the car, I heard the locks click. At first, I didn't think anything of it, but then I tried the door, and it didn't open. That's when I realized this wasn't a normal ride. Rideshare apps are built on trust. You get in a stranger's car, trusting they'll take you where you need to go. A short ride, a quick conversation, then you're home. But sometimes, the person behind the wheel has other plans. These are 3 true nightmares of rideshare. Nightmare 1. I booked the ride just after midnight. It had been a long night, and I just wanted to get home. The app matched me with a driver within seconds. Good rating, normal profile, nothing unusual. When the car pulled up, everything seemed fine. I got in, said hello, and confirmed my name. He nodded, didn't say much, and started driving. At first, everything felt normal. The route looked right. The streets were familiar. But about 2 minutes in, he made a turn that didn't make sense. I checked the app. The route line was still there, but his car had drifted off it. I figured maybe he knew a shortcut, so I didn't say anything. Then he made another turn. This one took us onto a darker street, less traffic, fewer lights. I finally spoke up. "Hey, I think we missed the turn." He didn't answer, just kept driving. That's when I noticed something. The GPS voice wasn't playing. No directions, no rerouting. He hadn't even turned it on. My chest tightened. I looked at my phone again. The route was still there, but he wasn't following it at all. "Can you follow the app, please?" I said. Still no response. That's when I saw him glance at me in the mirror. Not a quick glance, a long one, like he was studying me. Then he smiled, just slightly, and kept driving. I unlocked my phone and pretended to send a message, but I was actually hitting the emergency button inside the app. My heart was pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. The car slowed slightly, then suddenly, he pulled over, hard, right on the side of the road. No explanation, no warning, just stopped. I didn't wait. I opened the door and got out immediately. As I stepped out, I heard him say something for the first time, low, almost calm. "You weren't supposed to notice." I slammed the door and moved fast toward the only place still lit. The gas station at the corner, its flickering lights humming in the distance as I tried not to look back. When I finally did look back, the car was already gone. Getting into a stranger's car is always a risk, but sometimes the real danger isn't where they take you, it's what they already know about you. Before we get to the second nightmare, take a moment to like and subscribe to Nightmare Central for more true horror stories every week, because the next story didn't start with a wrong turn. It started with a driver who already knew my name before I ever said it. Nightmare 2. I requested the ride outside a restaurant. It was busy, people everywhere, cars pulling in and out. The app showed the driver approaching, black sedan, matching plate, everything checked out. The car pulled up. I opened the door. Before I could say anything, the driver turned slightly and said, "Hey, I've got you." Something about the way he said it felt off, not welcoming, not friendly, just certain. I got in anyway, closed the door. "Hi, He cut me off and said my name. Perfectly. No hesitation, no question, just said it. I froze for a second. Usually drivers confirm your name. They ask. They don't just say it like they've known you. I tried to brush it off. "Yeah, that's me," I said. But my voice didn't sound normal. It sounded tight, controlled, like I was trying not to react. We started driving. For the first few minutes, everything seemed normal. Then he started talking, not asking questions, talking about me, my job, my work schedule, even the gym I went to. Things I had never mentioned in the app, things that weren't on my profile. My heart started racing. I interrupted him. "Have we met before?" He didn't answer right away, just kept driving. Then finally said, "Not exactly." I felt a cold wave move through my chest. I opened the app, checked the driver profile again. Everything looked normal, but something was very wrong. I shared my ride with a friend immediately. Then I noticed something else. The route. He wasn't heading toward my address. He was heading somewhere else. "Hey, that's not the right way," I said. He smiled slightly, didn't look at me, and said, "It's a better route." I didn't argue. I just waited until we hit a red light. The moment the car stopped, I unlocked the door and got out. Didn't say anything, didn't look back, just walked straight into the nearest door. When I checked the app later, the trip was still active, still moving, for another 10 minutes. Sometimes you can get out, sometimes you notice something is wrong, just in time. But the final nightmare tonight is what happens when you don't realize it until it's already too late. Nightmare 3. I booked the ride late, later than I should have. The streets were quiet, almost empty. The app matched me quickly. The driver had a high rating. Hundreds of trips, everything looked safe. The car pulled up. I got in, closed the door, and immediately heard it. Click, the locks. I didn't think much of it at first. Most cars lock automatically, but then I noticed something. The child lock light on the door. It was on. I tried the handle. Subtly, it didn't open. A slow feeling of unease settled in. I looked up. The driver hadn't said a word, hadn't asked my name, hadn't confirmed anything, just started driving. I opened the app. The route hadn't even started. The GPS wasn't active. "Hey, I think the app didn't load the route," I said. No response, just driving. I felt my heartbeat start to rise, fast, uneven. I tried the door again, still locked. Then the driver spoke, for the first time. "Don't worry, I know where you're going." That didn't make sense. I had just moved. The address was new. I hadn't used this account from that location before. I sat back slowly, trying to stay calm, trying to think. The streets outside were getting darker, less familiar. No stores, no people, just empty roads. I pulled out my phone and pretended to text, but I was dialing emergency services. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped it. Then the car slowed, not to stop, but enough that I felt it. The driver reached toward the center console, and I heard another click. The doors unlocked, just for a second, then locked again, like he was testing something or teasing the possibility of escape. That's when I realized something that made my stomach drop. He wasn't lost. He wasn't confused. He was in control every second, every movement, every turn, and he knew I couldn't get out. I waited, watched the road, watched the speed. Then finally, we approached a stop sign. The car slowed, not fully, but enough. I grabbed the handle, pulled hard. The door didn't open. Then suddenly, it did. Just slightly. Enough. I didn't think. I pushed the door open and threw myself out. Hit the pavement hard, rolled, scraped my hands and knees, but I got up and ran. I didn't look back, didn't stop, didn't breathe, just ran. Later, when I checked the app, the ride had been cancelled. No driver history, no record, like it never happened. But I still remember that sound, that first click, when the doors locked. And I realized I wasn't in control anymore. Every time you step into a rideshare, you trust a stranger with your safety, your location, your time, your life, and most of the time, that trust is never broken. But sometimes, the person behind the wheel has already decided where the ride is going to end. This was Nightmares of Rideshare. And one thing you can trust is Nightmare Central to bring you more true horror stories. Sleep carefully.